Today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest tips to start to have more success on Fortune's Keep, and we're going to be doing it while breaking down a 23 kill win. Now, before we jump into tips and stuff, we got to jump straight into this early game action because we get off to a very hot start. Grab the PPSH, get the down, get both first, which gives me information about where two people are, and then we grab the Blixen. Now, notice that there is one right below me here, so I'm going to go ahead and start the challenge. Let's pause right about here. Now, today's video is going to be all about pace of play, how the pace on Fortune's Keep is different than the pace on Rebirth. Rebirth is very fast-paced, very go, 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 constantly moving, whereas Fortune's Keep, there's more strategy involved. There's more positioning. Yes, we have situations where we're going to play super fast, but there's also a lot of situations where we are playing a little bit more strategically. We're going to go ahead and push through this door right here. We get the rose skin down. Now, I do hear another player here, which is why I challenge around this corner. I get the thirst, which gives me the information one is on my level, basically now directly in front of me. We anticipate we're able to take out the violet rose skin. Now, in terms of the tips for today's video, it's a little bit tougher because it really comes down to three things when it comes to pace of play and knowing which one to use, whether to play fast or play slow. It comes down to the situation that you're in, it comes down to where you're fighting, and it comes down to information. There's not necessarily a specific, this is when you play fast, this is when you play slow. So I want to pay attention to situations throughout this gameplay and hope to help you understand and apply that then to your gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving here. Early game is a lot about finessing, playing quickly, constantly centering and anticipating until you can get that loadout down. So we're going to challenge around this corner. Notice that I hear one flying in, so I don't get the thirst just yet. Now I get the thirst, understand where some people are. And we're just going to keep moving here because I don't have plates. I can't really challenge anybody at this moment. Early game on Fortune's Keep is very much like Rebirth. You've got to do whatever you can to win your early game. You got to wipe a team if you have to. You got to keep moving, keep anticipating until you can find a window to actually get that loadout down, which we are going to do right here. Sloppy's going to go ahead and get our loadout down. Now, just because you have loadout down doesn't mean you have to grab it. You can definitely keep fighting, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and keep challenging. And we're off to a good start. 4 kills so far, 7 other teams. We're going to pick up 2 more right about here. Once again, you're going to see this pace of play. This guy pops right in front of me. I want to specifically highlight one thing about this little bonus tip when it comes to movement. I hear shooting to my left. That is why I strafe backwards down the stairs to give myself a little bit more cover. I get the thirst. I'm going to go ahead and challenge. I did not know he was on the roof, but I do catch this rose skin, and as I push in, now I catch him on the roof. So we're going to go ahead, challenge inside, play a little bit quicker. We anticipate we get the down and thirst. There's 6 kills, and I got Sloppy with me to help out at this point. I don't know where this guy went. But when we talk about pace of play, the situation that you're in, where you're fighting is crucial. You know, if you are in a good position of top keep or maybe top of gatehouse, somewhere around there, you're in a position where you can fight more long range. Winery is going to be very close range. Grotto is going to be a mix of both. Town's going to be a mix of both. Inside of keep is going to be close range. So it does depend on where you're fighting and where you actually fight best. The other thing is going to be based on that information. If I know there's only one player, I can kind of full send play close range. But if I know that there are multiple players or multiple teams around, then I have to be a little bit more strategic about how I'm approaching that. The approach is even more important on Fortune's Keep. By the way, if you are looking to get better Rebirth or Fortune's Keep, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I don't know if I said that already. If I did, I apologize. But either way, I do videos every single day just trying to help people improve and get more kills. So just consider hitting that subscribe button. So we're going to go ahead and push up here with Deddy. We're going to challenge around this corner. As I push up, you know, I am kind of playing this a little bit more aggressive. You know, I do have cover kind of to my right and left, and you're going to see me play it right here in a second. We're going to get the kill. Notice that basically all 3 or 2 on my level, 1 to the left, 1 kind of backwards behind me a little bit, and 1 flying in. Now, as I push up, I catch this guy right here. I'm in a bad spot, just have to make a play. I'm not going to be able to really get away. So I'm able to get the down, and I immediately push down and start to plate. So we're going to play quick right here. We're in a close quarter situation. I've got to play it up. I don't usually do this, but I've got to buy plates here. I haven't been able to find plates the whole game, but as soon as I'm replated, we're going to go ahead and re-engage here. We're going to re-engage from a little bit of a different angle, try to catch them a little bit off guard, be unpredictable, and that's exactly what we do. So right here, once again, we're going to play a little bit more strategic. I have a lot of cover right here, right? If this guy shoots back at me, I can easily pop down the stairs. Then we start going to that finesse ability, close range, playing quick, and really moving to be unpredictable. We're able to get the down. Now I run into a super unfortunate situation. I'm going to die right here simply because I can't hit this jump spot. 1, 2, 3. I just can't hit it. That gives this guy enough time to replate. He's going to challenge me. He's got the advantage at this point, and I just over-challenged this. There's no reason that I should have challenged. It's unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and fly back in on Loadout. One of the biggest things for regaining is constantly having loadouts down so that you can land on them. Then you need to focus on 1 kill. Notice here we have 2 loadouts. Makes the regain process significantly easier. I will say regaining on Fortune's Keep, significantly harder than regaining on Rebirth. So we're going to go ahead and play it up here. We're going to push back across. We're going to get back in this action. Notice 1 right here. So we're going to go ahead and shoot this second guy. I just missed shots right there. I just missed shots, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to play a little bit of positioning. And let's really start to slow this breakdown down a little bit. We're going to drop 23. We've got plenty of time. You know, I will say this, very early on in my Fortune's Keep videos, I said dropping a 20 bomb was not similar to Rebirth in terms of 6 in the first, 6 in the second, 4 in the third, 4 in the endgame, because of just how big circles were and how healthy lobbies were towards endgame and how spread out everything was. But because of the recent changes in terms of circle size and circle timing, it is much, much more like a Rebirth 20 bomb. 6 in the first, 6 in the second, 4 in the third, and 4 in the endgame. Now, right here, we're playing positioning, right? I'm just acting on the information that I have. We play this long-range engagement. We're able to get that down, and notice that the other one's on the roof. I just run out of ammo right there. It's the downside of the Cooper. That damage per mag's just not that good, although I feel really good with it when it comes to hitting shots. So we're going to go ahead and keep pushing here. Don't really have a ton of information where people are right now, so it's really hard to try to figure out where to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my redeploy balloon. I'm going to see what I can find, float for a little bit. You've got to be careful here. You can't kind of like just float forever because you don't have any spawn protection, so you've really got to be careful, and people will shoot you out of the sky. So we're going to go ahead and go towards Grotto this way. I heard something over here, maybe a loadout, and you're going to see us play positioning right here. I'm not, you know, a lot of times on Rebirth, I'm just kind of wandering with a purpose, right? So I'm just kind of running around with my SMG, trying to use audio cues, trying to use something like shots being fired and seeing that on the minimap, or maybe even hearing a silence weapon to figure out where people are and where to go. On this map, though, as crazy as it sounds, you got to use your eyes a lot more because you're not always going to be able to hear people shooting. You're not always going to be able to see red dots. So you have to have moments like this of, I think people might be over here. Let me just go ahead and see what I can find. I don't see anything. Do I see anything that way? No. And this is where we get a little bit more of a sense of that caldera, of that big map feel, where you really have to be more strategic. Now I see somebody, we're going to go ahead and execute. I get the down, I get the thirst, 1 below me, kind of somewhere over to my right. I don't know if that's in the house. 1 is ghosted. By the way, I did not see this guy. I'll pull this back, and I'll tell you this right now, that he's going to kill me. I did not see the guy in this little tower right here. You can see him right there. There he is. He's just sitting in the tower. Ghosted player in the tower. And he's going to end up killing me a little bit later on. I just completely missed that he was there. I didn't catch him. And that's not where I thought he was going to be. Not a lot of people actually play that. And I don't even see him right here. So I'm just trying to see what I can find, and notice how slow I'm playing right now, trying to be more strategic. And I purposefully played this way this game. This is an adjustment that you have to make to your game if you are going to start to have more success on here and drop higher kill games. Trying to see what I can find. Now, the one thing we've been lacking most of this game, information. We haven't really had a ton of information up to be able to then approach fights accordingly. When you do have UAVs and information up constantly, it's much easier to go about approaching fights and understanding everything that is going on around you. I'm going to go ahead and push in right here. We're going to catch this guy pushing up the zip. I hear the footsteps down below, so I'm going to go ahead and check. Unfortunate situation for this guy. Little bit of bad COD timing right there. Now, notice I have 1 above. I have 1 down below me over on buy station, and that ghosted player still. And I just still missed and didn't even think about this player being ghosted in this tower. So as I push up here, I'm going to try to see what I can find. I just completely, it doesn't dawn on me. I checked down below. This is where I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be down below this way, and I was just kind of clearing this area, trying to see if I can get an audio cue of footsteps, and understand directional audio with footsteps, not good right now, right? When you hear those footsteps, you have no idea where that person actually is. We need to just use that to understand that people are close to us, and then we start clearing certain areas. So, you know, when I'm approaching a fight, I'm not afraid to just basically play with my AR. On Rebirth, a lot of times I use that AR to open up a fight, so that allows me to go ahead and push in. On Fortune's Keep, I'm okay getting multiple kills with that AR, especially because even if I get a kill in quads, I may not be able to push out into the open and then go push that full team of 3 without getting torched. Now I get shot from right there. I push around to the right. I end up getting shot from, oh, this guy right to my right. I just missed everybody, and then I end up going down to the nade. So we have 10 kills, 5 other teams. We're still going to pick up 13 kills right here. We're really going to start to get into a group. So right there, you kind of see a little bit of, this is unfair. Like, you shouldn't be able to do this. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the game. It happens to all of us, but super unfortunate situation for that guy. We're going to go ahead, see what we can find. I challenge around the corner. Watch this play right here. Watch this movement. I catch him around the corner. We tag, nice little rotational aim assist with the strafing right there. That's why strafing's so important. Then we challenge around this side. We're able to get that kill. Only take a little over, you know, 1.5 plates of damage. Notice the last guy's over to my right, so I got to keep that in mind, but I grab Satchel. We'll go ahead and keep pushing here. Now, Sloppy should be getting a UAV up here with the fire sale, and then we're going to start to play a little bit more positioning, trying to see where people are. I know there's people all around here. I can hear them shooting. Okay, bunch of people up above me. So we got to be really careful right here. We got to be really careful not to overcommit to this, right? I can't just commit to these guys being on the top roof, because at the end of the day, if they're not on the top roof or if they're looking at me, I've got to be able to get down. So now we go. Okay, trying to see what I can find. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the second ladder. And look, they're distracted because they are shooting. You know, when you are shooting, you don't get as much audio because you're getting the shots fired in your ear, which is how I'm able to kind of sneakily get up here, and I'm able to take one out. And now we're just playing positioning right here. I'm able to get one kill. I know a bunch of people are all around me. There's one down below here, and this is where you start to see that information component. Right now that we have information, the positioning and the pace, it's much easier to decide what to actually do. I get one flying in, and look, am I camping in the tower? Here's the difference. I always talk about this. No, I'm down. I'm out. Like, I'm done in the tower. I did what I need to do up there. I got the one kill. I got the guys off the roof. I happened to pick up the extra kill of the guy flying in. But now I'm right back in here. I'm right back to pushing, trying to see what I can find. You know, trying to use information to my advantage. And we're going to go ahead and once again play positioning. I'm able to catch this guy, just barely able to get away with Serpentine. I need to nerf Serpentine just a little bit more. I think Serpentine's really good for Caldera because of how open that map is. I think there's still a little bit too much cover for, you know, Serpentine to really be in a good spot on Fortune's Keep. You know, that guy probably shouldn't have been able to get away there. So I'm going to go ahead and push up. We get that down. We mount a little bit. And let's go ahead and push up. Now, I make a mistake here. I don't die, but I make a pretty bad mistake. I don't know why I threw the buy station. I have no idea. Like, hey, let's just tell everybody that there's somebody over here. And I'm going to end up getting torched by this guy. I don't even see him. He's over to my right. I'm trying to see what I can find. Now, one thing that I want to tell you here is with Rebirth, when you get shot at, right, it's a lot about keep moving, keep finessing, and basically just playing your angles, making sure you're cutting corners and zigzagging so they can't shoot you in the back, using a stim for a speed boost. On Fortune's Keep, a lot of times it's going to be a retreat, replay, and then re-engage. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat here to my point of cover, which is going to be this rock, and that retreat tends to be a little bit further than it is on Rebirth. So as soon as I'm plated, now I'm going to use this cover to my advantage and see what I can find. I don't see anything just yet. I'm trying to wait for this opportunity. I'm trying to see if he's going to peek, because if he peeks there, I have a really good angle to actually get those shots off. So let's go ahead and push up here. We're going to take this way, trying to see what I can find, and we're going to play this really well. A little bit of patience. Don't see anything just yet. Notice the pace. I'm not full sending. I know there's people around here somewhere, so I'm just looking. I'm trying to see what I can find. I hear shots straight ahead. Notice the pace. Just slow. Now we challenge. Boom. Slide cancel around the corner. We get the down. We get the thirst. One more below me pushing towards me. So I retreat to the car. I didn't think this guy could actually see me right here. So now I retreat a little bit further. I retreat to the house. We're going to go ahead and plate up. Are we going to get... I think I get this information somehow. So he's going to challenge that way. We push in this way. Oh, that's how I tag him. So I tag him. I break him, right? So then I get the live ping. And then we... basically be unpredictable. This is where I always tell you, remember this tip. Do not chase, think ahead. Do not chase him. Think ahead to where he's going to go. So now all of a sudden, I'm going to push around this way. This guy's trying to keep cover from the angle that I shot him at, not thinking about the fact that I'm going to go ahead and push that way. I'm able to catch him off guard. We're able to get the down. And by the way, notice I slide through to that piece of cover right there. Notice I slide through to that piece of cover. Seth, thanks for the sub. If you have subscribed for this video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you are subscribed and have been for a while, thank you for continuing to support me. None of this would be possible without you. Now we're going to go ahead and push up here, use this information to our advantage, which is 1 on our level. This is a shot being fired of an unsilenced weapon. So as soon as I hear that, we're going to go ahead and check the mini map. You can't see my camera. I'll kind of help you out here. Right there is when I check minimap. So I hear that shooting. We're going to go ahead and push up. Now we just anticipate around this corner, slide cancel. We see the door. We get the down. We get the thirst. 18 kills, 4 other teams still alive. I hear some people over in this building straight ahead of me. So as we challenge, we're able to get that down. We miss the throwing knife, as we always do. So now we just go ahead and reposition. And where do I reposition to? I reposition to a more advantageous position. So right here, I'm very caught out in the open. If somebody were to peek this corner and challenge me, little flash forward here, somebody's going to peek this corner and challenge me. And at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and push around because I have a little bit more cover. I have a little bit more finesse ability up here. I have a little bit more leeway to get away, so to say. Now I see him jump down below. We're able to hit shots with the Blixen. There's the team wipe right there. There's the 20. So we're going to pick up a few extra kills. Now notice people are top keep. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate around. Buy station is in circle. This is where one of the biggest things you need to work on is always paying attention to your cash and thinking ahead. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and rotate the buy station. Notice I play a little bit of positioning here. I don't full send because if somebody's over on this side, I want to know. And I have a lot of cover in this area right here. You know, I've got basically this whole area. I've got the area right in front of me, which if I need to push in to plate up, I can. But I have that just in case we get a down on the roof. I'm going to use that to my advantage, or in case I get a down and I'm not able to exactly get that thirst. I see people right ahead. Once again, let's take note of Joe not reloading. We do it every video, so we might as well do it here. Joe doesn't reload his guns. I've been working on it. I've been getting a little bit better at it. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to get that knock. Now, right here, because of positioning, as I said, that guy's out in the open. So I'm going to go ahead and use my precision, right? So I talked about how, you know, I'm going to use that precision to get a kill. Don't just precision somebody that's on top of a building or cluster somebody that's on top of a building. They're just going to get away from you. Yes, you may get a kill every once in a while. It's not going to do you any good. Use it in one of two situations: to buy yourself time to push in, right? So if there is a team top keep and I need to push in, I'm going to use that precision to create that window to go ahead and push in. I'm not using it necessarily to get it down or try to challenge that enemy. I'm just using it to buy myself time to push in. The other way is to get a thirst, which is what I'm going to do right here. Then gives me information. We're going to go ahead and quick reload. There's the thirst, and I get another down. So notice that I get a down and a thirst, which allows me to go ahead and push in. There's 22 right there. I just checked to make sure TCAP had the 20. TCAP commented to me, hey, let's go double 20s right here. So I just want to make sure he had it. At this point, I can go kill the last guy. We've got one other enemy on our level inside right here. We're going to challenge around the corner. So I hope you found today's video helpful about pace of play. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.